Good morning. This is one of those mornings where I had very well laid plans for how my day would go and how I was going to be super prepared, and I had all these organizational tactics in order. Yeah. They blew up in my face. So, yeah. I am now going to just go through my normal things and make sure that I'm live everywhere because, I don't know, it makes me feel warm and fuzzy. Mostly I'm just going to check YouTube. But I've been up since 5:30 this morning. Thank you, Stella. And yeah. Then my husband was nice enough to take all of the kids to school. So he dropped off littles, dropped off bigs, went to the grocery store before dropping off Stella. And that's awesome. It means that I got to shower and I had all these, I'm going to write notes about this. And I'm going to finish an update to my pattern that's in testing this week. And then at 9:05, he calls and he's like, I just had a huge order at the grocery store, like over $100, and I forgot my wallet. And so then not only did he forget his wallet, but he also has like backup for like Google Pay, and he couldn't get it to work. And sometimes Google Pay is funny and it fails at the most inconvenient times. So I got in the car with wet hair and like raced to the grocery store. Of course, it wasn't the close grocery store. It was a really far away grocery store because it was like close to the big girls' school. Get back, talking on the phone with Laura while I'm trying to get groceries out of the car, trying to figure out what, I knew what I was talking about, but like I like to make sure that I have the winners picked, Laura. We have winners from last week's 5 out of 4 giveaway and also the December monthly YouTube giveaway, I believe, unless I did that last week. But Laura will tell me here in a minute. Anywho, all of a sudden I didn't have time. It took like a good solid 30 minutes to get up to the grocery store, pay, get the last few things of cookies that he didn't get. And yeah. Anyway, I'm here. I've got my water. I've already had 2 cups of coffee, if you can tell. It is what it is, folks. So this morning on Tipsy Tuesday, I have, we still don't have a new pattern to share. This is what happens when you take off all of December. It's hard to get testers in December, and frankly, I loved it. I loved being off. I got to not worry about balance. I just 100% played with my kids. We did some activities, whatever, like making cookies, blah, blah, blah. We do Secret Santa for the siblings, so they each pick a child and pick out something. Or not pick, but we pick names out of a hat, and then they each have one child. But we did puzzles and games. I love board games. So anyway, it was really nice. But that also meant that like getting back into the swing of things was really, really difficult. And so I had originally planned for this dress to go into testing so that it would come out the week before Christmas. And then my family started to get sick, including me. And so at the last minute, I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm going to abide by what I said. I'm taking off the month. And there's pros and cons to that. I didn't have to test a pattern while my family had the flu and strep and I had a cold. But I'm not done yet. So, of course, I procrastinated and like really took off and didn't finish the loose ends before I started testing. And in my head, I was like, oh, I was already done. I'm an idiot. So anyway, it is what it is. I had a hard time like getting my act together before I really had to get my act together. Hopefully somebody can relate to that. Oh, you know what I don't have up? I knew I'd forget something. I like to have my chat up so that I can see comments from both like Facebook and YouTube. Right now I am chat blind. So if somebody's asking me a question, I can't see it. I hate that. Ooh, but there are people online. Either they don't show me the late ones, the earlier ones before I log in. But anyways, it's up now. All right. So this week I wanted to point out, this week we are actually sponsored by Purple Seamstress Fabrics. I have been using Mel over at Purple Seamstress for a very long time. She has incredibly fast shipping. and not just shipping, but like processing and shipping, because sometimes I need that. Most of the time, I need that. She is located out in California, around LA, I think. And I know that I'm going to get it within a week if I order something. And not just that, she's really helpful. And so the way that her business works, I'm going to show you her website. Let me pull this up, go to the screen. Okay, so this is her website. Apparently, well, I'll just, if I scroll up, yeah, now you can see her. Apparently my picture, you still have to see me. Sorry. This is important. If you'd like to combine your order, she has a great Facebook group. It's called Purple Seamstress Fabric Auction. And of course, I'll link to all this in the show notes. But most of her stuff is linked here. So she has it broken out into kids' prints, everything. I'm trying to think of what I just ordered recently. I'm wearing something cozy, so I'd really like to, yeah. So you can peruse online, you can place an order here, but if you're in her Facebook group, she also posts her fabrics on there. And so you can combine them, between what you see here on the website and what you order in the group. I'm going to show you a couple of photos. Let's see. Oh, okay, there we go. That's interesting. So on the right here is a very sleepy child. This is Christmas morning. And Ginny, who would not want you to see this because she's Ginny. But anyway, this is the Riley Blake Snowman and the red trim that I got from Purple Seamstress. And then this is my oldest, Reevie, and she's wearing the Christmas hedgehogs. I've already talked about this, or the holiday hedgehogs. I don't think there's anything particularly Christmas about it. That I also got from Purple Seamstress, and the red trim that I used for the cuff, but for some reason not for the neckline. I'm at a loss, people. So both of those were our Christmas morning pajamas. Here's some photos from Rochelle. Yeah, isn't that lovely? She sent me a lot. Oh, how cute is this one? What's funny is we've actually used this combination as well. Both the same way. It was years ago. I'd have to really search for a picture. And the cute little handprint turkeys. And there's Ashley and her daughter showing a Hachi sweater knit. And these are the Weekender patterns. I love that color blue. This is the Easy Tee dress. Easy Tee and I think Ninjas. The Jessie. I'll be quiet on that one. Yep. Oh, and there's Miss Stella. I knew I had another one in there. For Stella, just the red trim is from Purple Seamstress. So see, I did it again. Hold on. I'm going to go back to me, even though Stella's super cute. Oh, and here's Kellen. Again, this is the black brush poly that I used for his pajamas. Oh, and there's Jenny again, looking super cute. Okay, so back to me so I can show you this. All right, so one of my absolute favorite things is that she will send you these. Look, I have 3 of them. Hopefully, yes, this is me. Oh, with the high-low skirt from Gloria. Thank you, Rochelle. Was it kind of obvious? I didn't know. All right, so these are her swatch sheets. She tells you the price for her solids. This is double brushed poly, which my kids love, so we order a lot of this. This one is solid cotton lycra French terry. And this one, this is not the super thick fluffy French terry. This is more what you would use for a solid contrast or cuffs or whatever with the lycra in it. And then this is her cotton lycra. So I do a lot of, if I have something in my stash that's, plaid or polka dot or whatever, I will use her solids. I use them for a ton of trim. I would say that I have a lot of experience. Yeah, the swatch cards are super, super helpful. Yeah, they're amazing. So anyway, if you want to order, she's going to be giving away, I should have said this already. Purple Seamstress is sponsoring this week's Tipsy Tuesday, and she is giving away a $50 gift card. What's that? So if you'd like to join the giveaway, leave a comment with a fabric from her website, join her Facebook group, do all the things to show her a little bit of love. I can honestly say that the shipping is like ridiculously fast. There's nothing I hate more than like spontaneously buying something, if you know what I mean, and then it not coming for a really long time. Like a 10-day processing? No way. I'm not a fan. But getting it the same week, super fan. Anyways, get the swatch sheets too. You won't regret it. Okay, moving right along. We are doing a PJ Pants Sew-along from January 13th through the 17th. The pajama pants are our free pattern. They're unisex for men and women. We recommend sizing down for women, but if you don't want to, I don't, because they're relaxed fit. These are not slim-fitting Victoria's Secret pajama pants. Let's just be perfectly honest about this. They are relaxed fitting. And again, I'm looking around for a piece of fabric because that's what I do apparently. And I see it. I'm going to say this again since I said it last week too. This is flannel shirting. I wish I had an example of, wow, if I can find the camera. It has a very nice drape to it. Do you see this? So this, when you make pajama pants out of this, it's going to feel like a store-bought pajama pant. This, sorry about that, is the type of flannel that is much more easy to find. This is not going to be a good example in case you're wondering. At Joann. Now, looking at it on the screen, why can't I get it in front? It's kind of hard to tell just looking at it, but hopefully you can see like thicker, drapier, thicker, heavier, drapier. So when you make pajama pants out of this, it's going to like stay in one. Whereas if you make it out of the shirting, it's going to look a little bit more relaxed. And not in a bad way, not like super baggy relaxed, but just, you know, like you bought it at a store. Now, that being said, I've used loads of the cheap stuff from Joann Fabrics to make pajama pants. I wear them. My kids wear them. Totally fine. Don't bother. I have like a huge bin of it. That's what I'm using. But I just wanted to make sure you knew that there's a difference. The same is true for quilting cotton. Quilting cotton's going to have a little bit firmer, stay in one place. Whereas if you buy a shirting cotton, it's going to drape a little bit more. Okay? And it's, you know, there's poplin, stuff like that, that's just going to have a little bit better, nicer drape. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Let's see if... Okay, last week's Tipsy Tuesday winner for the $25 5 out of 4 gift card is Stacey Tiller. Laura is contacting you so you can claim your prize. I'm writing it down so I can put it in the show notes. And then the December YouTube winner of the $100 5 out of 4 gift card is Cat. Oh, I'm going to mess up your last name. I'm sorry. Larrea? L-A-R-R-E-A. I can spell a lot of things. I'm really bad at pronunciation, so I'm sorry. Laura has contacted you as well. So congratulations to both our winners. If you'd like to enter this week's giveaway for a $50 gift certificate to Purple Seamstress Fabrics, go ahead and take a look at her website, www.purpleseamstressfabric.com, and let us know which fabric you like. Oh my gosh, the world is escaping me. We're also going to link to her Facebook group, which is Purple Seamstress Fabric Auctions, so that you can go ahead and join over there. And yeah, we love Mel. If you want to place an order with her, the way to do it is to send her a PM at Purple Seamstress. And she's she's not like me. I'm just going to be honest. She's really good at responding quickly. She can even help you if you have a question or need a coordinate or whatever. She's super, super helpful and on top of things. And that way she can ask your zip code and get you invoiced right away. And Erin just made a joke that we think that she sends the fabric before we've actually paid for it. It's amazingly fast. This week we have the Meg dress. That's what I named it. It didn't really flow, but having just seen Little Women and loving books, that's what I went with. It seemed like a dress that Meg, she's classy. So that's what I'm calling it. It's in testing. I think it's scaring people. And here, never stop sewing, never stop growing. That's our motto here at 5 out of 4. I'm a big believer in that. And so I'm doing something new. I added both bust darts and waist darts and a back zipper. Part of this is so we can all learn something. Now, I know how to sew these things, but it's my first pattern with these things. But my job here is to encourage you to get outside of your comfort, not just go for the quick and easy things, to really step it up and keep learning. Hopefully people are on board with that. It will make a lovely date night for Valentine's Day, Easter dress, whatever floats your boat. We are planning a sew-along in February, right before Valentine's Day, if you're feeling saucy. It's going to have sleeveless, short, 3/4 and long sleeve that can be hemmed or finished with a flounce, which is super trendy right now. And it also has either a pencil skirt or an A-line the A-line can be a maxi length. So I've got everything in between there too. It's gorgeous. I'm not going to lie. I'm totally biased, obviously. But I wore it at both the Frocktail here in Atlanta, the Frocktail Ball, or Atlanta Frocktail, that's what it's called. And I wore it for my Christmas Eve service at church. So there you go. We have that in testing. Hopefully things will go smoothly. I haven't actually made a change to the pattern yet, so that's smooth. I've just been fixing little admin things and changing the process of how I sew things together. Because sometimes the flounce, I realized at midnight last night that I had seams, and I didn't want seams where you could see them. So now I'm redoing those pattern pieces and coming out with a new version so that it can be a seamless flounce and look a little bit nicer. We do like things to look nice on the inside and the out. It really helps pride of ownership when you know that it looks smoking on both the inside and the outside. Anyways, that's my 2 cents. So we have the dress hopefully coming out next week and a sew-along coming for that in February. We are about to celebrate 5 years here at 5 out of 4, which blows my mind. When I first started talking about doing this, it's like a cliche at this point. I didn't think I'd go this long or this far or grow this big or, but yeah, it's crazy. I've got people working with me at 5 out of 4 now. I've got a lot of patterns. I don't even know how many. A lot. I just updated the website. So we have a big celebration coming, January 20th through the 24th. That's going to be pretty exciting. Okay, since it's a new year and a new month in that new year, that didn't make any sense, but we're going with it. I thought that I would talk a little bit about what it takes to be an awesome tester. I think there is some misconception out there about what testing patterns is really about. It is a kind of a funny situation to where you don't get paid to be a tester most of the time. You're responsible for having all of the supplies and sewing up not just a finished product, but a muslin as well. And let's be honest, even if I were making an Easter dress out of any random pattern, I would still want to sew up a muslin to make sure the fit was right for me because all of our bodies are different. So in that regard, you're not really doing more than you would normally, right? Now, why should people test patterns? Because you're not there to just make yourself something new. You're there to help a designer make a pattern as awesome as possible, right? So your job is to point out spelling errors, grammatical errors, links that don't work, things that don't make a bit of sense. If the colors in the images are wrong, or the drawing doesn't make any sense, or it's just convoluted, or they're missing a step. Oh my gosh, they forgot to hem the pants. I can't tell you how many times I've forgotten that step in a tutorial. And somebody's like, am I missing it? Did it, and we have links. Ours are live PDF documents that can be like 40 pages long pretty easily. And we have links going to different sections, and we need to make sure they're, and trust me, when I'm in the weeds, Ashley will tell you, Ashley is my chief editor here at 5 out of 4. Yeah. When I'm in the weeds, I just write. It's like it's what Brene Brown calls an SFD. I shouldn't say what the S stands for, but it's something first draft. We'll call it crappy. Because I get all of the construction out, and I get what I think steps are while I'm sewing it up for the first time, my muslin, if you will. And sometimes if I'm doing a different type of sleeve or something new, then I have to do multiple muslins. It is what it is. Like I need a posse. I need a group of people who can help me. Now, why should you do that? Because this is a time-intensive, labor-intensive. I mean, you got to be on Facebook keeping up with everything because we move pretty fast. And if I see a mistake like, oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. Like, here's a perfect example. And I do this. What's the learning curve? I will be working on pattern pieces in my drafting software, import them into Illustrator, clean it up, start nesting them all to make them look pretty. And then I'll copy and paste a label from a different pattern, just so the like font is right and the spacing and the sizing, etc. And I'll forget to change the name. Or worse, what I did on this test, I'll forget to change the cutting direction. So it'll say cut to on the fold when really you're supposed to cut to as mirror images, right? Anyway. Well, this dress has a zipper, so obviously you're not cutting it on the fold, right? Anyway. So as a tester, what you hope to get out of it is there's a very huge opportunity to learn. Now, that doesn't mean that we just want new people, because we need people who are seasoned sewists as well. But first and foremost, you will learn a ton. You'll learn how to do new things. You'll learn different ways of doing old things. You'll learn that, we're all human. You'll learn that everybody's body is shaped slightly differently, because there is no perfect solution there's no perfect pattern for every body type. And there's no perfect pattern company for every body type. And so you will learn a ton. I used to test before I started 5 out of 4. One thing that I learned very quickly because of my size family and everything else is like, I had to be really sure that I could act fast. You cannot wait until the night before a test is due to sew up your muslin. That's just rude. And you really, you got to start on the start. The faster you can get in a muslin to get that first one done, to give the designer something to do, it just helps the ball get rolling, right? And then you don't want to also be that person on Friday when testing is due on Saturday who's like, oh my gosh, there's a problem with blah, blah, blah. Well, a lot of times that's already been addressed on Tuesday, and you just weren't following notifications in the Facebook group, or it really is a problem, and now it's the night before testing is due, and the designer has started to drink heavily. Okay, not really. But it is, I cannot reiterate enough that testing a pattern that you've spent, the amount of hours that each designer, even if you've been around for 15 years, is hours. And the hours to income ratio doesn't make a bit of sense. You are only in this because you love it, not because I'm a millionaire. In fact, I don't even pay myself. My husband would love it if 2020 meant that I paid myself. So there was a point to all this. I got off on a tangent there. But I need testers who, testing starts on Saturday, I get patterns uploaded, you print, cut out the pattern, and cut out your fabric all in one day. It doesn't have to be Saturday, but if you can devote Sunday, because here's what happens. We have testers every time, and some of these are seasoned testers, who will print out the pattern on Saturday, cut out the pattern on Sunday, cut out the fabric on Monday, sew up a muslin on Tuesday. Now, I'm not judging. Nope. Because I have 6 kids and I work in 1-hour increments. I get it. Okay. But what happens is that by the time Tuesday comes along and you're sewing up version 1, I'm on version 3. Designers do this differently. Even Rochelle and I do this differently. Rochelle is the other designer here at 5 out of 4. today I have an update that I'm making only to the sleeve flounce. So this is an optional add-on. It's not required. I'm going to just come out with version 3. I'm on version 3. I have not made one edit to the size, shape, fit of the pattern. Not one. But I'm on version 3 and it's just a number. I don't care. It's not a hit on my self-esteem at all. But sometimes somebody finds something on Saturday or Sunday, and especially if I'm working on let's say a jacket or a woven pattern, right? They'll find something right away and a change has to be made, or it's a math mistake that I've already made. I'll make it as fast as possible so that by Sunday, more people can sew it up. I would say very rarely do I need a tester to sew up more than one muslin. If it is a quick and easy pattern, it's super helpful. Or if you can do different sizes, that's also helpful. But really, the bottom line, and now I'm actually going to read my notes because I kind of went off on my own, tangents there. But the most important thing, and this is important. Read and follow the tutorial. You are testing the designer's pattern, not your own. I need the tutorial to be followed so that if people buy it, when people buy it, the tutorial makes sense. It's super clear. They're going to get a product they're proud of. Ask if something is unclear. Don't wait until the last minute. Don't ignore muslin due dates. We don't always set due dates for muslins, but sometimes we do. Don't ignore them. Don't ignore end due dates either. Don't sign up for a test if you don't really have the time to do it just because you want a free pattern. Frankly, it's not worth your time and money, and it's just stressful for everybody else. I already said that. Listen to fitting advice. I have this problem, and I'm just going to overshare, where I'm not a cheerleader. I tell myself to do the compliment sandwich. It's not that I'm trying to be mean. But if you post a fit picture in my group, and again, this is where Rochelle and I are different because she is so good at this. But if you're in my testing group, you post a fit picture, you're looking for fitting advice, or I'm looking for issues to the pattern. It's one of two things. I'm not there to rub your back and tell you how great you are. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not thankful that you're there, because hopefully I've already told you I'm thankful 10,000 times up to that, because this job could not be done without you. But in that moment, when I'm looking at your pictures, I'm looking for issues with the pattern, period. I have definitely put my foot in it sometimes. I try very, very hard to be tactful because I appreciate tactful because I am a person. And while I don't have super thin skin, I do have feelings. But if you want to be in denial that what I see isn't what really happening, that's really difficult. If you have an idea of personal fit adjustments that you already do, but you've never made a 5 out of 4 pattern, that's really difficult. But all right, here's a good example. I'm 5'9". I know that my shoulder to bust length is longer than average. It just is. So what I do a lot in shirts and tank tops is lower the bust point, and i.e. lower the underarm. I do both. That is a common fit adjustment for me. I also add sleeve length, or if I don't add it automatically, I will actually look at the finished measurements in the tutorial and compare it. Like the Weekender, I don't need to add sleeve length. That thing has crazy long arms. But if you actually read the tutorial, follow the directions, there's fitting advice in every single 5 out of 4 tutorial. We really, really want to help each sewist grow. That's why this community is so important to us. We don't want to feel alone in February, which is one of the highest rates for depression. And we also want to help each other grow. I learn something new every day, typically from one of you. So please ask your questions. Please be tactful when you're like, wait, is this what it is? Or is this what it is? Somebody posted a picture last night and I tried to put paragraphs so that it broke it up a little bit. But I have to know what I'm seeing. So if you're using a dark fabric and you're kind of far away from the camera, I have to ask 30 questions to make sure that we're on the same page. And then we can adjust the fit. And we can find out if it's a pattern issue or if it's a personal fit issue. I'll be clear. At this point, we use blocks that are very well tested. But I'm still open to somebody telling me this is a pattern issue. But I definitely expect testers to be open to me saying this is a fit issue. One thing that comes up very, very often is bust point. We all have different size breasts. We all have different heights, weights, sizes, shapes, everything. We also buy different bras. If you only wear a camisole and don't wear a bra, but you actually have breasts, your bust point is going to be lower than a drafted pattern, period. If you're wearing a bra you bought 5 years ago when you were still nursing your kids, your bust point is going to be lower than the drafted pattern. It just is. If you buy your bras at Walmart 4 years ago and you're the same size, it's 4 years ago. I'm really bad about this. But it just bras are really expensive. I prefer camisoles and bralettes, but it doesn't help my bust point. And if I'm making a dress that I want to look nice, I have to pay attention to bust point. And so people get sensitive, and I get, I'm trying to help, and then all of a sudden my language is not helpful, and we have a failure to communicate. Hopefully you know what movie that's from. Anyways, keep going. Let's see. This is another big one, and this happens all the time. Do not, under any circumstances, just do your own thing. Or do stuff that's not in the pattern and then show it in marketing photos as though it's there. That reflects badly on us. If you decide to not put in a zipper in a dress that has a zipper and then show that in marketing photos, people get confused and they think they're buying a dress with an optional zipper. And then they get mad and want their money back. Same with if you add, a center back seam or, I don't know, bands instead of lining. The list goes on and on. Those are great in your own time with your own hacks, but not when you're testing a pattern. Does that make sense? Do I sound really rude? I don't mean to sound really rude. Everybody is different, tactful. Be engaged. All right, if I haven't totally scared you off, because I swear I'm a nice person deep down. Okay, that's just a joke. I am a nice person, but I'm also doing a job. And when you apply to be a tester, you are doing a job. It's a job I hope you get something out of. I definitely don't expect you to be a tester and not do it. When you test a pattern, is your muslin directly from the pattern and the final has personal adjustments? That's a question that somebody just asked. Typically. Personal adjustments such as changing the bust point, taking a little bit out of the waist if your waist, But we want to make a pattern that's going to fit the majority of people, right? That's a standard. I hate using words. It's a midline. Does that make sense? So it's like pleasing the greatest number of people, So you'll make the muslin. If it's a pattern issue, then a change has to be made to the pattern, and I'm going to need other people to make more muslins to make sure it's been fixed. That makes sense, right? But when you go to make your final, it's typically with your own personal fit adjustments so that it works for you. That's also how you get something out of this. I mean, hopefully you learn a little bit about personal fitting, which I think is really important. I'm just making sure I'm not missing any questions from the comments. Okay. So if I haven't scared you away, we are going to be expanding our testing group because one thing that we've found is we're wearing them out. We are, with 2 designers, we had 3 designers and then we sadly lost one. We probably put out at least 2 patterns, sometimes even 3 if we're feeling crazy. Sometimes we do family patterns where it's like men's, women's, and children, whatever. We're going to be expanding our testing group. One thing that we're going to be looking for are photos of your 5 out of 4 makes. This comes up repeatedly. No, I don't need professional photos. If I get professional photos, that's a bonus. I'm not a professional photographer. I have a friend through gymnastics whose fancy iPhone takes amazing photos, and I probably use them in marketing. But I need clear photos without trash, junk. Like that photo of Christmas morning, if you look at it, all of the stuff on the shelf behind me, I would never use that in marketing. I wouldn't even put it on my blog. And I don't think I even posted it in the Facebook group just because it's Christmas morning, But I need clear photos. That's part of it. This time we are going to be looking for 5 out of 4 makes, because if you don't have an understanding of how a 5 out of 4 pattern fits you or your loved ones, then it's kind of hard to test patterns for us. So yeah, take some photos, make some We have a ton of free patterns, including the upcoming sew-along. See how I segued into that? Yeah, make some pajama pants. Join our sew-along. If you like sew-alongs, please join the sew-along. Please. Because it's a ton of work. I mean, Laura spends hours putting all the weekly posts together and then videos and, everything else. It is a ton of work. And when people don't participate, it's really hard to continue. All right, let me see if I have anything else. I have now talked your head off, and I'm sweating, so that tells you I'm a little stressed. Is that oversharing? I feel I'm very passionate about this. I want to create a community of people who want to help each other grow. That's really important to me. We're welcoming. And we love sewing. Oh, I want to see what shirt you have on. Oh, that's easy. This is a HTV. I don't even think I've put it on the website yet. It says never perfect, but always awesome. This is actually the men's halftime hoodie. Made out of a, what do you call it? Why am I drawing a blank on this? It's that super fuzzy stuff. Oh, well. Anyway, moving right along. It's awesome. It's cozy. And I've probably worn it in multiple Tipsy Tuesday videos recently because it's cold. It's cold here. My sweatshirt's not cold. It's cold here. If you would like to join the Purple Seamstress giveaway for a $50 gift card, don't forget to check out her website and enter. Okay? Just tell us which fabric you like and join her Facebook group. That would be awesome. Show her a little love. Wow, somebody's made close to 30 of the halftime hoodies. Super plush. Thank you, Rochelle. Total brain fart on that one. I love polka dots. Oh, this is also one. Here's my hood. Where I lined the seam allowance in twill tape just to give it a little pop of color. There you go. When I'm actually paying attention, you can see it. Yeah, it brings me joy. All right, that's all I have for today. I have, yeah. No, it's super plush. Sorry, Elizabeth just asked again if it was minky. It's like sweatshirt fabric on the inside and fluffy on the inside. It's from So English. All right, that's all I have this week. Please, please, please join us on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. You can comment. You can like our video. That helps us show up in all the mathematical algorithms that make up YouTube, because I'm convinced there's not actually people over there. Share our videos. Tell people how great we are. We are really close to a number of milestones, including 30,000 in the Facebook group. That brings me so much joy. So, as always, thank you for being here, and join us next week.